Akanksha Swaroop, let's dive into the segment with some mega exclusive inputs coming in. We are now learning that the NIA has conducted a crackdown on Sikhs for Justice Chief Gurpatwant Singh Pannun and his property. Now, Pannun was designated a terrorist in 2020 in India and has had his properties in Chandigarh, even Amritsar, confiscated. Remember, Pannun has been charged under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and is also accused of waging war against India. This action comes amid a diplomatic standoff between India and Canada over Ottawa's allegations that New Delhi had a hand in the murder of Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Also important to highlight the fact that Pannun was working very closely with the slain Sikh separatist leader Mr. Hardeep Singh Nijjar. And with that, let's also bring you some major breaking inputs coming in. We're now learning of the NIA, which has now issued a statement. The NIA has said that tightening its noose around Canada-based designated individual terrorist Gurpatwant Singh Pannun. The agency has confiscated the house and land of Pannun in Amritsar and even Chandigarh. NIA says that Pannun has been on NIA's radar since the year 2019 when the anti-terror agency had registered its first case against the terrorist, who has been playing a major role in promoting and commissioning terror acts and activities and spreading fear and terror in the state of Punjab and elsewhere in the country through his threats and intimidation tactics. For more details, let's quickly go across to our international news journalist Abhishek, who's on the phone line with me. Abhishek, major developments happening. Many are asking, why wasn't this crackdown conducted earlier?
I think Indian agencies, they have been in touch with their US counterpart, where they have raised the issue of him being involved in anti-India activities. But there doesn't seem to be any major action on the ground. We have seen several social media posts through which this Pannun has been spreading anti-India hate campaign. He has been threatening Indian communities. He has been threatening Indian diplomats in Canada. So much so that there have been referendums where the award has been announced on the heads of these Indian diplomats who've been deputed there on the pretext that they have been involved in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar and other anti-Khalistani activities on Canadian soil. So this has been going on for a very long time, and we assume that Indian agencies were in touch with their partners. The issues were raised by the government officials also, ministerial level also. But then when now the actions have not been taken, Indian government has at least started confiscating the property of him on the charges of terror and other crime that he has been trying to conduct from sitting far overseas.
Absolutely. Abhishek, also not to forget the fact that it was in 2019 that a non-bailable arrest warrant was issued against Pannun. Another important factor is that he's already been declared as a terrorist in the year 2020, yet he finds safe haven in the United States.
And also recently there was a video where Pannun was seen standing outside UN building and recording a video where he was again doing the same anti-India rhetoric, threatening people and calling for referendum and calling for secession of Indian state of Punjab. So this is what he has been doing despite several of charges. In 2019, he was declared a terrorist. His organization has been banned. The documents have been given to US agencies as well. But there hasn't been any action, concrete action to curb his propaganda, to curb his movement and the kind of activism, anti-India activism that he has been doing in Punjab and in Canada and in USA.
Absolutely. In fact, let's also listen in to the bits that we've been bringing in. Remember, CNN News 18 has been very actively bringing you voices on the entire issue of Khalistan ever since the diplomatic row between India and Canada escalated further. To begin with, here's Travneet Bittu.
बिल्कुल ये तो मतलब इसमें तो बहुत लेट हुआ है ये काम। ये आदमी वहां पे बैठ के हिंदू सिख और उनको डिवाइड करने की कोशिश कर रहा है, तो उसकी प्रॉपर्टी यहाँ पे हो, इसकी प्रॉपर्टी सीज नहीं करनी चाहिए। इसकी प्रॉपर्टी को तो बुलडोजर से बिल्कुल उसे मतलब उसका कोई निशान नहीं रहना चाहिए। ये आदमी जो हमारे देश के झंडे को रोज वहां पे आग लगाता है, जहाँ खालिस्तान की बात करता है, इसकी प्रॉपर्टी को तो बिल्कुल मैं समझता हूँ बम लगा के उड़ा देना चाहिए। ऐसे लोगों की कोई जगह थोड़ी है यहाँ पे। ये हर रोज हमें पता है भी कैसे हम हर रोज कैसे खून में लथपथ नौजवानों की लाशें तो वहां पे रोज माँ अपनी सीने से लगा के उसे भेज रही है और किलिंग करवा रहे हैं वहां पे बैठ के। किस तरीके से ये पन्नू ड्रग भेज रहा है पंजाब में। आज मतलब वहां पे गिनती नहीं होती कि किस तरीके से वो ड्रग से लोग मर रहे हैं। और पैसा सारा वहां के गुरुद्वारों का पैसा है जो कनाडा का खास तौर पे। और वहां पे जितना टॉप, ये तो एक है, बाकी भी अभी 12 है जो मोस्ट वांटेड लिस्ट पंजाब और NIA ने दी रखी है। दे आर गिवन अ सिटीजनशिप, वहां पे उनको असाइलम दे रखी है। उनकी प्रॉपर्टियों पे कोई बिल्कुल यहाँ पे ऐसा ही होना चाहिए और बुलडोजर चलने चाहिए इनके ऊपर। एक मैसेज तो जाए और ये शुरुआत हुई है, ये वेलकम स्टेप।
All right, so if we go by what Bittu has to say, he's made it very clear that this is a welcome step. But many feel that this action is perhaps a little late because it should have happened earlier as well. Let's also take you through all those developments that have taken place today as far as the NIA confiscating Gurpatwant Singh Pannun's property is concerned. These are properties of the designated terrorist who is a Pannu that we are talking about. NIA had approached a special court before confiscation of these properties and they've been confiscated under the UAPA. Remember, Pannu is someone who's been accused under the UAPA and sections have in fact been imposed on him under the UAPA. They include agricultural land property as well. Also land is based in Amritsar. Pannu has been accused of waging a war against India. Remember, he's been a very active voice as far as Khalistan extremism is concerned. We've already been telling you about how he's been running a referendum. He's been the chief of Sikhs for Justice, which is a banned organization in India. At the same time, he's somebody who's also been galvanizing all these Khalistan voices coming from US, UK, even Australia and Canada primarily. On that note, we'll also be bringing you how this is going to now impact Nijjar's properties as well, because remember, it's not just Gurpatwant Singh Pannun who has property in the state of Punjab. Even the slain Sikh separatist has properties in the state of Punjab. On that note, let's bring you in fact, we'll be bringing you inputs as we are learning right now. But before that, let me quickly go across to our correspondent Abhishek, who's on the phone line with me. Abhishek, we've just disclosed to all our viewers all those details in the way the NIA actually managed to proceed ahead with the confiscation. But, you know, so far we are learning of notices that have been pasted outside these properties which he owns in Chandigarh and Amritsar. Take us through what happens next.
So these properties have been confiscated. It's not a reality that we could amount much to the kind of propaganda that he is doing, and it will not help him stop them. But because he's being largely funded by agencies from across the border, there have been established that connect his activity, ISI linkage, him radicalizing youth and recruiting him for his operation. There have been instances of drug cartels also being involved in that. So in terms of property or monetary loss, it will not be that much, but it does establish the fact that he is being a traitor accused. He has, the NIA has taken some action against them. And now when the NIA will go and convey this to Canadian agencies or the US agencies or wherever his operations has been there, they will have to understand the fact that there is a due legal process that is going against this person, and the courts have given permission for NIA and investigation agencies.
In fact, Abhishek, I'm going to request you to continue staying with us because we have some more breaking inputs coming in. Now shifting focus